Hey, you're listening to a Special Olympics World Games 2019 podcast series on the Special Chronicles show. This is episode 332. Whoops. Can we start that over again?
It worked well for me.
I thought that was great.
I clicked. Okay. Because I clicked the wrong button there. Alright. You're listening to our special Olympics World Games 2019 podcast series on the Special Chronicles show. This is episode 332.
This is Special Chronicles, giving respect and a voice to people with special needs.
Special Chronicles presents our Special Olympics World Games 2019 podcast series hosted by Sergeant Shriver International Global Messenger Daniel Bukowski. Here, popular conversations with Special Olympics athletes, unified partners and coaches who will take on the world in 18 sports at the Special Olympics World Games in Abu Dhabi, March 14th to the 21st, 2019. This is the podcast series where we chronicle the stories of the determined and lead the inclusion revolution. Tune in right now as we meet the determined on SpecialChronicles.com. For show notes and to follow our Special Olympics World Games 2019 coverage, please visit us at SpecialChronicles.com/WorldGamesAD. That's SpecialChronicles.com/WorldGamesAD. Our Special Olympics World Games 2019 podcast series on SpecialChronicles.com is produced in partnership with the Special Olympics USA Communications team. We invite you to cheer for USA and follow at Special Olympics USA on social media and learn more about our USA delegation at SpecialOlympicsUSA.org.
This is Special Chronicles, giving respect and a voice to people with special needs.
Podcasting since 2008. This is the show where we're broadcasting disability stories from an insider's perspective, and we are giving a voice to people with special needs. This is your weekly guide to find and joy, acceptance, and inclusion.
I shudder thinking how the world can be so cruel. Lend my voice to those who can't.
That's the theme song of it.
It's time we care. It's time we stand. It starts with a voice.
Listening to, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to the Special Chronicles show. It's Daniel, I'm your host and founder of Special Chronicles and a Sergeant Shriver International Global Messenger with Special Olympics. Welcome back, and guest today is not an athlete, not a coach, but two.
My name is Dan Conley, and I am Special Olympics Illinois staff, but I'm going to attend the 2019 World Games as part of the SOConnect team, which is a team of staff from all over the world that are coming together to manage all of the results for the games.
Awesome. So before we get into that, take us back to when to tell our listeners when we first met.
Oh, geez. When did we meet? Was that back in Chicago?
I think
it was.
Yeah.
I started out working in the Chicago program for many years, and I think you started there.
Yeah.
And then I left the Chicago office and moved to the northwest suburbs and kind of oversaw that local program. Was there for a couple of years, and then I moved into our Lombard office, which is where our paths have crossed much more.
Yeah.
First here as Director of Technology, and then I moved into a new role doing more strategic planning.
Cool. So tell us about what your favorite part of working at Special Olympics is.
Oh, my favorite part is got to be you. Did I play that well? No, it's 100% the athletes. I couldn't imagine a job where I would get such immediate satisfaction, or I would see what all the effort is for instantly. I don't have to wait months and months to see it. I can go to an event. You guys stop by and always stop by when right at the exact moment that we needed a little refresher why we're doing what we do. But I'm also well aware there was a lot of things that happened to get me to land in that Chicago office as a temp 18 years ago. That if that all didn't happen, I would not be here. So something definitely drove me to be here. And looking back now, 18 years later, I wouldn't imagine I want to be anywhere else.
So tell us about. Shit, I can't read my notes. so let's just scratch that little note for a second and take us back to when you first got asked to be part of the World Games, or
that actually started. I think it was last year, maybe. Special Olympics Inc. is developing a new software that's going to help us run our games. It's what we use to division the athletes. It keeps all of their records. It produces all the paperwork that we need to run the games.
And do we use that here?
We do use that in Illinois. We use a current version, which is GMS. But they're developing, it's called SOConnect. It's going to replace GMS eventually. It's now in its first World Games tryout with Abu Dhabi's games. But I was asked to be a part of an advisory committee. There was about 20 of us, I believe, from a couple of different states that got together with the staff in D.C. And we would look at the project, help advise in terms of what the programs are going to need. And through that interaction, they invited me to go and do this role at the USA Games in Seattle this past summer.
Yeah.
So I went there. I was a subject matter expert, or a SME, as they like to call us. But I was a subject matter expert for gymnastics, soccer, and I had one of the basketball venues. So it's a great team to work with. It went off really well. My role is to really oversee to make sure the software is doing what it's supposed to be doing, and to help the technical delegates with any of that kind of stuff. So things went really well. Yeah. Apparently, I did my job and they liked me, so they invited me to come to Abu Dhabi, and of course, it's a chance of a lifetime. So I'm not going to turn it down.
So what's the team going to be like when you over there?
It's going to be much larger. I think there are 26 of us, maybe. There's at least one per sport. So when I go, I will only focus on gymnastics. But I guess technically I have 3 sports because I'll have artistic women's and men's as well as rhythmic. But it's all housed under the same venue, so that'll work well. But it's a mixture of folks from that original committee. But then it's also a lot of the local organizing committee has recruited some individuals to help as well.
Awesome. So, what are you looking forward to in Abu Dhabi, and when are you headed over there? Because everyone from the USA team beginning of March. And for those who don't know, I'm looking off camera here. It's going to be behind the camera. And then as international global messengers, I believe we're leaving March 10th, I think. But tell us a little about when you're leaving it, and what you're looking forward to when we're over there.
I think I'm leaving March 9th. We haven't gotten our specific travel arrangements. They're working out those final details now. But we get there. They're giving us a day or two to travel, so we can kind of get acclimated to the time zone before we dive into work. But we should be there 2 or 3 days prior to the start of competition. So there's going to be a lot of things that we'll encounter when we get there. Yeah. Just last minute scheduling, things like that, from meetings with the technical delegates that we'll be able to do. I'm really looking forward to seeing Special Olympics on that scale.
Yeah.
I've seen USA games,
Yeah.
and that's impressive by far. But then to see it on the world stage is pretty phenomenal. I got a little bit of a taste of it with the Unified Cup this past summer with the 50th anniversary, just welcoming teams from other countries to our games was phenomenal. It's going to be really great to be on the behind the scenes team helping out to organize those games.
So, can you share a little bit more behind the scenes stories that of what people can expect to, like how they can find out about the Outs and.
Sure, they're one of the great things about SOConnect is that it will do a live feed of results to the website. So when
Which website?
Oh, I knew you were going to ask me that. I knew you were going to ask. It's the Abu Dhabi World Games site. Okay. You'll see there will be a link. It probably won't show up until the games start because there won't be any results yet.
There'll be a link.
It'll be on the website.
Okay.
It'll take you to a section of the site that'll include all of the sports schedules.
Okay.
And then as results are happening, that's where those results will feed into. But a lot of what will happen, like in terms of gymnastics at least, we have our preliminary rounds, so the technical delegates will look at their scores. They'll do a preliminary division, and they'll do other groupings, things that they're going to meet with. And then what the Connect team does is they take all of that stuff after competition, and we all then input that into our software, which then feeds the website. Mm-hmm. So then all the guests and spectators can be checking out the website and seeing updates on schedules and results and anything like that.
All right. Is there an app as well for the phone? People can see the results there as well.
I think the last that I heard that they were also working on an app that would sync the same way.
So it'll sync the same results, so people can get it either way.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome. So the best way that people can find that is to
start with that website.
Okay. For
the World Games, and then that will lead them to
where
they need to get
so
the
people
results.
can do a search for like Abu Dhabi 2019 or.
Yeah, if they search Special Olympics 2019, that'll be the first site that'll pop up.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. So people can just do a search for Special Olympics 2019 and and find that and then bookmark that.
Oh, absolutely, and go back frequently
throughout the week.
Yep.
March 14th to the 21st. Got my little cheat sheet on.
Okay. Yeah.
On there. So why is it important to choose to include us, not just when we're competing, but like overall?
I think it's important to include because you've got an experience that I don't have, and I can learn from. I've learned so much more from Special Olympics athletes than I feel like I've ever done, and that's really important. I think people with disabilities have a viewpoint that is critical to success in society. Mm-hmm. And if we're leaving that voice out of the mix, then we're not hearing the whole capacity of what we can be. And it's only making us better. And I certainly from different aspects might have not been so included myself in some things through high school and grade school and all those types of things. So now looking back now and seeing if we only had choose to include campaigns when I was in high school, that would have changed my world. Yeah. And so it's just the way it has to be. Yeah. There's just another way.
So why and how can our listeners join the inclusion revolution?
I'm not sure what your question is.
So like, why should people join the inclusion revolution campaign? And
I think they should.
And how?
I think it's one thing to say, hey, I'm going to respect individuals of all abilities. It's one thing to say that I'm going to include them, but I think taking that pledge is an action that we can take to say, yes, I am going to include. By taking that action, I'm going to follow through on that and stand behind that.
So, do you have any final thoughts on about time here today, or anything else to share?
Outside of that, this wasn't as nerve-wracking as I thought it was going to be. I was like, oh no, he's going to put a microphone in front of my face and probably a camera.
Or two cameras?
Or two cameras from multiple angles. And no, I mean, I think this is great. I'm honored to be in your exclusive list of people that you've interviewed so far. It's going to be awesome. I'm thrilled that you're going to be there in a very different capacity than
not competing, but
in a very much a leadership role,
yeah.
Which is exactly where you should be. Yeah. So it's going to be very exciting. I can't wait to hear your impact of World Games. Yeah. I want to hear those stories. Yeah. My stories are going to be really boring and a lot of late nights of keying results into a computer. You're going to have the cool stories. Yeah.
I'm gonna keep like a journal and kind of chronicle those. Chronicle those. Yeah. Yeah, it looks. Well, chronicle those adventures and stories of like everyone that I will be meeting when I'm over there, and kind of keep a journal of that to be able to share back.
That's going to be
yeah. So looking for and just those that week of the IGM training that we were at, and meeting all not a ton of us, but all 9 of us there, and now getting a chance for us all to actually go there to the World Games and actually show people what like everything that we're able to do from a leadership point of view should be. Hopefully, people will be impacted by human stories.
I think so. They would be dead if they weren't.
Yeah.
They'll be impacted.
Yeah.
It's going to be pretty great
Awesome.
to see that whole group really taking the leadership role.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. And out of the 5 million athletes is pretty powerful.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome to be one of 9.
So, thanks again for coming on Special Chronicles. I'm sure it won't be the last time.
Hope not.
Hopefully.
Hope not. Getting messed up too much.
No. And hopefully all the different camera angles didn't distract you too much. But for those listen to the audio, you can't see that we've got like a couple different camera angles here. And you also can't see that behind us we've got these neat backdrop on. Yeah, people. Yeah, awesome. So before we play our outro. Also stuff at the end that because you have to mention that. Yeah, they're very important. That's very important. So we'll say we nimble cheer for USA. That's important.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because we're the top team. Well, maybe.
Well, because I'm not at the games yet, I can say yes, absolutely. Yeah. Once I'm there, I got to be impartial. Yeah. But right now, Special Olympics USA all the way.
Awesome. So until then, we remember cheer. We'll say it at the same time.
Oh yeah.
So we remember cheer for USA. Please join in the conversation. Tweet us your comments with hashtag Special Chronicles World Games. Tag @Special Chronicles on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and tag @Special C Podcast on Twitter. Text in your comments to us to feedback@specialchronicles.com. Simply enter that address into your text messaging app where you normally put someone's phone number, then type in your text message to us and it will instantly show up on the iPad studio. This episode is sponsored by the Johnny and PJ Fortnell Foundation. We thank Johnny Fortnell and her family for their generous support of our mission of Special Chronicles. And also, Sponsored by Goldman Sachs, a financial institution. We thank them for their genuine support of our mission at Special Chronicles. And this episode is also brought to you by listeners like you. Please join our supporters and help support us at Special Chronicles with your tax-deductible donation today to help continue our mission of giving respect and voice to people with special needs. Please go to specialchronicles.com/give. That's specialchronicles.com/give. And thank you for your genuine support of our mission at Special Chronicles. Finally, Special Chronicles is proud to partner with the ComEd Energy Force Ambassador Program. The Energy Force is the country's first energy efficiency education program designed for and taught by people with disabilities. ComEd is powering lives and is really powering us here at Special Chronicles to keep the lights on and keep all the technology plugged in. Learn more at specialchronicles.com/ComEd. That's specialchronicles.com/ComEd. We thank ComEd for the generous support of Special Chronicles. Once again, for show notes and to follow our Special Olympics World Games 2019 coverage, please visit us at specialchronicles.com/WorldGamesAD. That's specialchronicles.com/WorldGamesAD. Our Special Olympics World Games 2019 podcast series on SpecialChronicles.com is produced in partnership with the Special Olympics USA communications team. We invite you to cheer for USA and follow at Special Olympics USA on social media and learn more about USA delegation at specialolympics.usa.org. Until next week, remember, choose to include
Special Chronicles, giving respect and a voice to people with special needs.
Okay, and we'll clear.